It's funny because when you asked him about objective morality, he said, "Well, I never claimed to have it." Essentially saying, like, yeah, like I agree, maybe morality is subjective, but he's upset that Chris kicked him a year ago. Why was that wrong? If there is no objective morality, why was it wrong for Chris to have kicked you a year ago? That's the question.
Should I answer?
I mean, if you want
Yes,
to,
please.
sure.
Of course. The thing is you are assuming that atheist people have zero morality.
No, I never said that. I said objective
No one said
morality.
that.
Yeah, I said objective morality. So, for instance,
And
you,
I was gonna say, yeah. Let's qualify that. We believe atheists can have morality. They can be good people, but the problem is that they cannot justify the morality they have. But go ahead, Amin. What is objective morality again that you were gonna explain?
yeah, so so debate, like, for instance, you don't need God to be moral, as Chris said. You just need God to ground and justify your morality. That's what we believe. So, do you have that? Do you have objective morality?
That's exactly the point. What you use God for to literally say, well, whatever I do, beating up my slaves or doing whatever I do is actually moral just because God allows it. That right there
Okay,
is a
okay,
sorry, go
okay,
ahead.
debate, but that's the question. If that were the case, why is it wrong?
Why is it wrong? Because I
Yeah.
mean, are you implying that it's right to beat your slaves?
I'm not implying anything. I'm trying to understand if that's wrong. Now you're making yourself the arbiter of morality since you don't believe in a God. So I'm trying to understand where are you getting these things that this is wrong, that this right? Can you answer that question?
Of
Why
course,
is
I
it
can answer the
wrong if
question
if if
based on
that's the
empathy.
case?
Yeah, I can answer the question based on empathy, based on common sense,
Common
based on
sense? Okay.
compassion,
Okay.
based on
So,
all of those things.
okay. Okay.
I
Okay, no problem.
that's how I got to that. Okay, I hope that answers your
What if
question.
somebody else says that they have empathy for something like this, so they end up doing it. What if their idea of empathy is the opposite of yours, and they say, actually, no, you should have slaves and you should beat them? Then what?
I'm not here to tell nobody what they should or should not do.
But you're telling us what we should and should not believe. You're telling us you're making absolute truth claims that this is right and that's wrong. So you are telling us what we should believe. So again, this is why I keep going back to the original question. If that were the case in the scriptures, why is that wrong? All you're doing is saying because I feel like it is. You have no reason, you have no way, and this is what we're saying. You have no way to justify and ground your morality. It's just your opinion.
Exactly, exactly. That's totally correct. And the fact that we all have different opinions about morality is the biggest proof that morality will
No,
never be objective. It's subjective.
no, you're complete. I don't know why this keeps going over your head. For us, our morality does not exist, start and stop inside of us. If we were to die, God forbid, morality and those things would still exist. So that means that morality exists and is grounded in something outside of us. But for your position, morality is grounded in you. You have no way of justifying why slavery or murder or any of those other things you claimed are wrong. And this is the contention. So for you to say, oh, the God of the Bible did this, the God of the Bible, that's wrong, according to who? You? What if somebody else says that they believe is right? Now is your opinion against theirs, and
I understand.
your opinion is no more important than theirs. So again, I need you to answer this question. Please stop waffling. Why should we take your epistemology over an objective truth?
You should not. You should not. I just want you to explain to
Okay,
me
so what are
how
we
is it that
arguing
I can.
about then?
But the question here is, can you prove to me that it's right that beating your
I don't
slave
have to prove,
is
but
right?
see, but that's the thing. I don't
Based
have
on
to
what?
prove any. Hold on a second. I don't have to prove anything to you because even if I were to try to prove it to you, you wouldn't even be able to ground something like logic to understand it. Do you
Can you
understand
try?
my
I get your
argument?
point, of course, yeah, of course I get where you're coming from. But can you at
Okay,
least try to explain me why is it right
I
or
can't
how is
because
it
you
moral?
can't debate. Listen to me. I can't explain it to you because in your worldview you can't even ground logic.
So you think it's actually logical? immoral to beat your slaves. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm
Based on
saying
what?
if I try to, okay, debate, please listen to me, bro. If I try to explain this to you, because you can't even ground logic in your worldview, even if I
How
were
do
to
you
explain
know
it to
that?
you,
How do you
okay,
know
watch
that I
this,
don't that I
watch this,
cannot
watch
count
this, watch this,
logic?
watch this, watch this. I'm about to explain it to you. Watch this. Because for theist, logic is grounded in God. For you, logic is grounded in yourself. So, for instance, watch this. Do you believe logic is abstract or do you believe logic is concrete?
Okay.
You believe logic is concrete?
Yeah.
Okay, so logic exists outside of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. You can say that. Yeah. Okay. You can say
Okay,
that. Yeah.
where? Where does it exist?
Where does it exist? In the values of my society, in the
Okay,
education that I'm given. I'm not done
okay,
with my
so
answer yet. You see, you're cutting me off. You're not even,
okay,
you're
so
asking me
if
what you're
you
not
you
allowing
already
me to
gave me
answer.
you already gave me your answer, I'm going to explain to you the reductio. If
Okay, go ahead.
logic exists in values of society, what happens when values of society change?
Then that would change also, and that's
Okay, so
what you
logic can
suggested.
change.
Well, according to, I'm just going with your own
This is
logic, with
not
your
my view,
own.
my friend. This is yours. I'm showing you the reductio of it.
Then it would be a yes. Let me give you a solid yes that you're totally correct.
Okay,
It will
so
change. Yeah.
essentially, so now you're proving my point that logic is subjective according to you. It's abstract. It's not concrete. Here's the reductio. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
If logic exists within you and not necessarily outside of you, so logic exists only in the mind of the person or the society that warrants it, then how do you know that you have the correct interpretation of any kind of logical system? For instance, let's take something very, very simple. 2 plus 2. Debate. What is 2 plus 2? What's the answer for that?
Four.
Okay. How do you know that you have the correct interpretation of that?
I don't.
You don't.
I
Guys, you
don't.
see the reductio? All 178 people. He says that he cannot tell us if he has the correct interpretation of 2 plus 2 equaling 4.
Exactly
Do
because
you
we're talking
see?
about interpretations.
Hold on a second. So now you're proving to us that you believe logic is abstract. So logic doesn't exist. Now watch this. I'm going to take this even further. How do you know you exist?
And what does that have to do with the morality of beating up your slave? Why are
Because
you
our
going in
logic, because our
such a
logic does
long?
not start, because logic, morality, virtue ethics, all of this does not exist within us. It exists in the mind of a creator.
But it
And if you
also
don't
changes,
believe,
even
and
though
if
it's
you don't
based
believe,
on the mind of the creator. It changes, just like mine
no, it's
does.
not. No, it's
It
not. When we
does.
ground
It
something,
literally changes. It literally changes. Look at the First Testament. What was allowed and
hold
what
on a
wasn't,
second.
and
Watch
look at the new
this.
one.
Watch this.
What
How
was
do you
logical in the
know?
first one
Watch
is not
this.
logical in the
Watch
second
this.
one,
Watch
right?
this.
Sorry,
Watch this, bro.
sorry guys, 1 second, just 1 second. I'm gonna mute for a bit. I'm gonna go on a phone call that's really important. So you guys are gonna be here for a bit, right? Chris,
I
mute.
have to
Sure.
take a break in about 2 minutes.
I
I'm just
have
gonna
an hour and
finish
a
up
half,
with
James.
Okay, so
Okay, beautiful.
I'm
Chris is there.
I'm finished talking with this guy, and then I got to mute it because I got to take care of some work. But I just wanted to explain how grounding and logic works, and how in this guy's worldview, he can't even come to us and argue because he can't even ground logic or morality. So debate, watch this. You said, okay, well, how do you know that's true? You just how do you know it's not?
Answer my question first. How do you know it's true?
That, my friend, that's
How
my
do you know that
question
that
to
is moral?
you. My friend, how do you know that you have the correct interpretation of you trying to critique my worldview? How do you know you have the correct interpretation that this is right or that's wrong? You can't ground logic
How do you have?
because my logic is
Mhm.
not grounded in myself. Do you understand the reductio?
It doesn't matter if it's not grounded in yourself. It's grounded. Even for example, if right now I were to tell you that based on my worldview, that based on my logic, that based on my empathy, or based on my morals, it's totally okay for me to go and beat Christians on the leg whenever I find them. Would you say
Why
that
would
that
that
is
be wrong?
logical? Would you say that that is, well? I would, no, no. That's the thing. Whenever you ask me if I'm questioned, right, then I
Why
would
would
see
that
it
be
totally
wrong?
moral because it's based in something else totally outside of me. Whatever God I believe in, whatever faith that I believe in, based on whatever I want to invent, I would just use that to justify that what I'm doing to the Christians is moral.
No, the reason why that
What do you
doesn't
mean
work,
no? It's the
the
same thing
reason
you're
why
doing with the
the
Bible.
reason I'm going to answer you. The reason why that doesn't work is because our account of God, knowledge, morality, virtue, ethics, all of that can be accounted for within our system. You don't have a system. You have no system.
We can finish a conversation. You can finish a
matter of
conversation
fact,
like this. Can you answer my original question? Is it moral
matter
or
of
no moral
fact,
to beat your slaves?
debate,
Is it moral or no moral to beat your slaves? Can you just
You're
answer
coming
my question?
undone.
My origin answer
You're
my
coming
original question,
undone.
and I'm
My
out of
friend,
here.
you're coming undone. My friend, you're
Answer
coming undone.
my original question, and I'm out of here. Is it
My
moral or
friend,
not to beat your slaves?
I'm gonna mute you. You're coming undone, and it's embarrassing. You haven't been able to answer the first two
Answer my
questions I asked
question. The
you.
first question that I asked you.
You're coming
Why
undone.
can you not answer
My
it?
friend, this is getting
Why can
embarrassing.
you not answer?
I'm gonna mute you one more time.
You are
I'm
a
gonna mute you
fucking
one more time.
Muslim. Just like you're the Muslim
One
of
more time. I need you to calm down. You're coming
fuck
undone.
you
It's
and fuck your
embarrassing.
mother and fuck the mother of Chris Klaus and fuck all of you together. Fuck you.
How did I
Well,
catch a stray in that
right.
when
I
you
was
were
getting ready to
giving it
say,
to
what
him? I
did you
mean,
do? What did
man, I just you're not. I'm catching strays.
what did you do, bro? Oh, actually, no. I actually know what happened. It's because you didn't talk to him a year ago. That's what happened.
You know what it was is because I didn't talk to him a year ago, and I didn't talk to him this time. And he's lucky he did what he did because when you were done with him, what I was gonna do, I was gonna be like, "So are you atheist?" He would have been like, "Yeah." I'd been like, "Watch your head, dog." Drop him again.